so after like 20 hours of traveling, I've made it to Stockholm, Sweden. I'm absolutely wrecked. I'm so tired. I slept the whole entire duration of the last flight. Literally got woken up by the air hostess putting up my chair, and I was like, ugh, what's going on? But yeah, we made it. Excited to meet the Nissan fam, and I think we're going to have an absolutely epic time. I'm at the Qashqai hotel. You can see I'm wearing this really cool robe over here. It's a traditional robe. It's called a yakuta. Is that right? Actually, wait, let me check that. It's called a yukata, in fact. It's called a yukata. I've got an absolutely incredible view over here. Check this out. That is insane. That's the view from my hotel room. How freaking incredible is that? Sweden is a flippin' magnificent place. The whole, sorry, I'm a bit tired, so I'm a little bit slow. But everything is just covered in forest. It's all just so green. And to see the lake here in front of me is, I think it's a lake, or it might be the ocean. Actually, I don't know where I am. But yeah, loads and loads of electric vehicles. I've seen Audi e-trons, I've seen the new Mercedes EQS, I'm seeing tons of Teslas. But yeah, so the official program over here starts at 12 p.m. At the moment, it is, I think it's nearly 10 o'clock. So I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to go get some food. Yeah, very hungry. It was 20 hours in total of traveling, so I'm burnt. I'm burnt to the floor. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to check out the new Nissan Qasqhai ePower, as well as the all-electric Nissan Ariya. Okay, so I've got some time to kill before the press conference, so I decided I would go for a walk in the forest. How insane is this? Like, what? Sweden is definitely one of the most beautiful countries I've ever visited. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of car content, but also expect to see a little bit of different stuff on this. I'm just going to call it a vlog because that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, look at this tree over here. Look how tall they are. I mean, they don't do it like this in South Africa. I'm going to show you guys. Look how magnificent this is. Like, the sheer vastness of it is just crazy. It's so dense as well. But this in winter must be beautiful, with like a whole lot of snow and everything. This feels like it would be a winter wonderland. Like, part of me is just tempted to just go like bundu bashing into the forest there, but I don't know if they have snakes here. I mean, I saw seagulls earlier, and that was, I mean, the first sign of life, of animal life that I've seen here. I wonder if they have bears. Imagine I get mauled by a bear over here. Oh, look at that. A Japanese thing. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. Okay guys, I'm sitting by some water. As you can see, those are those lovely sounds you can hear of the water. I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to tell you guys a little bit more about what we're doing here. So the most significant car that we're going to be looking at is the Nissan Qashqai ePower. Now, it's actually really interesting. So normal hybrid cars will switch between their hybrid drivetrains and their electric drivetrains to send power to the wheels. Whereas the Nissan Qashqai ePower, it's a little bit weird because the petrol engine actually charges the electric motor and the car only runs off of its electric motor. So Nissan has been very clever about this because a lot of people in the market for EVs are actually really scared to take the jump to fully electric. So the Nissan Qashqai ePower gives users, well, drivers, the opportunity to experience electric energy cars, but they still have petrol engine backup. So you get all of the advantages of having an electric car. You get that instant acceleration, the instant torque. Of course, you get the better fuel economy, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how that car feels. And then the second vehicle we'll be experiencing is the Nissan Ariya, and that is, funny enough, actually Nissan's third ever electric car that they've ever produced. I would go so far as to say that it is the first proper electric car that they've ever produced, because I mean, I'm sure a few of you guys have seen the Nissan Leaf in South Africa before, and that is yeah, no, that wasn't a really great car. So the Nissan Ariya is their first proper attempt at it. So far what I've read is that journalists have said that it is an absolutely serene vehicle to drive. Apparently it's very comfortable. It can get up to 500 kilometers range, which is seriously impressive for an electric car, especially a Nissan, because that's something we're seeing from like the BMW iX, much more expensive premium cars. So yeah, very, very keen to try out the Nissan Ariya, but the Qashqai ePower is definitely the most relevant car that we'll be testing over this trip, because that's probably, well, most definitely the car that's going to come to South Africa first. So yeah, very keen. But for now, I am just basking in the beauty of this Swedish landscape. Guys, are you kidding me? How freaking gorgeous is this? Oh, oh. Okay guys, we are about to go for our official drive in the Qashqai ePower. It's really cool. So, I'm going to swap over to GoPro now. Hey guys, welcome back to the car scene. Welcome to Trevor.
Yes.
And welcome to a very wet Sweden, where we are driving the brand new Nissan Qashqai ePower. Now the interesting thing about this car is that it has two motors, but it is only powered by an electric motor. The petrol engine is essentially used as a generator to power the electric powertrain, which then just gives you complete instant power. Trev, what do you think, bro?
Yes, in terms of looking at what the car can do, it's a very interesting concept. So the brains behind it were like, many people are still conscious about range anxiety. So how do you deal with that? Put a petrol motor in it to charge the battery and the inverter to give you that electric drive. And in essence, what they did is use a brand new engine by Nissan. It was actually a concept done by Infinity about 3 years ago. So it's called variable compression engine. So basically it acts like a petrol at efficiency, and then diesel with a good torque. So best of both worlds. So basically that engine is what generates the power. So the power from the engine is exactly 140 kilowatts, which is pretty intense.
It is pretty intense for a like small little SUV like this.
Yes.
It's really, and it's instant power as well. I mean, there's speed limits in Sweden are quite hectic, so I can't really demonstrate it too much. But what I like about this car is that it gives you all of the benefits of driving an electric vehicle without having to plug it in. And I think that's so important, especially once we start getting these cars in South Africa, where everybody starts, complaining about infrastructure, where do I charge the car, load shedding, whatnot. With this, it's just fill up your tank, and the cool thing is, over here, you still get fuel consumption benefits. So Nissan has told us that you can get over 1,000 kilometers of range in this car.
That's actually double what you probably get with your standard crossover right now.
Completely. Yeah, I mean, when we jumped into the car, I saw 950 kilometers of range on the clock here, which is seriously impressive.
One of the benefits I'd like to talk about is the feel of the car, because I think it's important for the audiences to see what kind of feel do we have. So remember, a lot of these cars, when they're driving, you feel like it's either droning too much or it's just a different feel. For what do you think about the drive of
completely, Trev? Like I was just saying to you now, I just hopped out of the Lexus UX 250 hybrid.
Yes.
And that when you put your foot down, the engine responds with this like rah, and it starts to sound very laborious.
Yes.
With this, I mean, I can't really demonstrate it right now again because of speed limits, but when I put my foot down, it's just instantaneous. You hear a little bit of the petrol motor in the background.
Yes.
But if you were playing music and just driving along, you wouldn't even know that there was a petrol engine in this car.
Absolutely. And remember also, there's a disconnect. For those who have enjoyed driving a typical ICE, internal combustion engine, when you drive it, there's the sound of the engine that lets you know that the car is moving.
Yes.
With an electric car, it's quiet, but with the motor that's happening here, you can actually tell when you're accelerating that, yes, I can hear some sound, some semblance of sound,
Yes.
and I'm driving progressively. So there's another benefit to it for those who get scared of an electric car.
I'm just going to slow down to 60, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to put my foot down. The speed limit is 90.
Yeah.
And let's just see when we hit 90, okay? Foot's down. We're off. There we go. 90. Just like that. It is miles quicker than a car with even a turbo.
Yes.
Yeah, super impressive.
Now, we do know that we are wondering whether it's coming, and we've just asked whether it's coming to South Africa and Africa. So apparently the first units are coming in August, I presume, and we're hoping that we're going to have this full spec, because if you look at the interior, it's extremely premium. You'd not associate it with a Nissan.
Yeah.
This feels very
luxurious.
Germanic.
Yeah,
you know, Germanic.
Yes,
you know, plenty of leather, as you can see on the dashboard, stitched leather with contrast stitching. You can see some bits and pieces of
like some fake wood trim there.
It's carbon. It's just different. Then the piano black finish on the center console as well. Again, dual zone climate control, massive infotainment system, of course with navigation, Apple CarPlay and auto support, wireless charging, which is important.
Very cool. Nissan likes to do that feature.
You know,
we've got a massive digital display cluster over here, which shows you these really cool graphics of where the power is going in the car. So when it goes to the battery, when it goes back to the internal combustion engine, it's very cool to watch those displays activate.
Wow, man, this is a lovely package of this particular vehicle.
Yeah.
Moonroof as well, leather seats, power seats on front, heated seats again, standard on this.
And you know, to drive, it nearly feels more Mazda than Nissan. And I was commenting about it earlier, where I've driven the old Qashqai model, and this is a bold departure from that.
Yeah, this is miles ahead of what
was the Qashqai. Yeah, I agree. I mean, looks are subjective, but for me, I think it looks absolutely stunning. It's very eye-catching with all the with such dynamic lines.
So out of 10, what do you think? What do you give this car?
I'd give it an 8. The only reason I'm saying 8 is because we don't have it in South Africa.
So if it's in South Africa, it's going to be a 10.
Yeah, I reckon it's a 10 out of 10 car, but you also need to remember, like, pricing is also going to be quite an important aspect of this, because
Absolutely.
this car feels expensive. I hope it isn't as much as I think it is, because I would estimate for the one we're driving right now 750,000 rand, which is a lot of money, but then again, this is a lot of Qashqai.
Wow. We can't wait for this car to come to Africa and Kenya and South Africa, so make sure you follow his channel.
Trev, give yourself a shout out, man.
Yo, if you're following and you're listening to me, my name is Big Boy Trev from Kenya. I do car content and I travel the world and see the cars, go to beautiful places, hang out with cool peeps like him. So make sure you follow me, CBBT_TV on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Like, subscribe.
YouTube. Sweet guys, thanks so much for watching, eh?